Hi, I'm Jack Canfield, and welcome to another segment of Talking About Success. Today we're going to be talking about success in the arena of your pets. And I have today with me as my guest Dr. Judy Morgan, who is an internationally known and author and speaker, and she's also a holistic veterinarian. And she's the author of a couple books here. One's called From Needles to Natural, Learning Holistic Pet Healing. And we'll talk about that. And also this book called What's for Dinner, Dexter? What's for Dinner, Dexter? This is a book about cooking for your dog using Chinese medicine theory. So a more holistic diet for the dog that's not going to kill them
Exactly.
along the way. A lot of toxic stuff for the dogs out there. So what put you on this path, this mission of holistic pet care?
Well, I have to say that I've been practicing veterinary medicine for 31 years. And along the way, I've seen a lot of chronic illness, a lot of things that I was not able to treat with traditional allopathic medicine. And it became a source of frustration. So I started looking at alternative methods for healing and started stumbling onto one thing and then another. And I originally started with chiropractic, and then I went on to acupuncture, and then I went on to the food therapy.
And you're doing chiropractic on dogs?
Dogs, cats, and horses.
I love it. Very cool. Okay, good.
Yes, it's great. And so I found that I was healing so many more patients because I just had more tools in my toolbox. And so then we were able to lower the medications and really bring about good healing from within instead of just always putting a pill or a Band-Aid on top of things.
So pretty much what's true for humans in this arena is also true for our pets.
Absolutely.
Okay, so why is an alternative to traditional veterinary medicine so important?
It's important because traditional medicine has limitations, and traditional medicine can sometimes cause more problems than it can repair. So just like with humans, you take one pill to fix one problem, and then you need 3 more pills to fix the side effects of the first pill. So when we look at getting the body to heal from within, one, we can get longer healing and get more repair from within, and we can limit the amount of medications that are needed, and we can give a more vibrant life back to the pet.
Now, I know you think there's some problems with the current pet healthcare system.
A few.
A few. Talk about those from your point of view.
So some of the problems that we're seeing, one of the major things, just like in human medicine, the use of vaccinations. And believe me, vaccinations have cured and prevented a lot of disease for a lot of humans and for a lot of animals. However, overuse of vaccinations can cause just as much trouble as not using vaccines at all. And so what we are now discovering as we move along in the veterinary field is that we don't need to vaccinate these pets every single year like we have traditionally done. And some of those vaccinations will last them a lifetime, or at least 5 to 7 years. So we need to start looking at that and taking a step back and not constantly bombard their immune system. Things like food. A lot of the pet foods that are available right now have a lot of toxic ingredients in them and things that are not really healthy for the pets. So we need to, again, look at what we're feeding them, and we can also use whole foods for healing. What
are some of the toxic things that are in our pet foods?
Oh boy, roadkill, euthanasia solution, deceased zoo animals.
Really?
Yeah, it's really bad. They, when you see ground chicken meal, generally that's the entire bird, so it includes the feathers.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I heard sometimes it even includes the feces of the chickens.
Well, sure, it's the whole chicken that goes in, so anything that's in the bowels is in there.
It's in there. Okay, I get it. So I know there are a lot of misconceptions and beliefs that we have about pets and their health that are not true. What are some of those?
Oh, well, some of the things that I see every day, we get these animals that come in and they have horrible skin, and, everybody says, oh, he has allergies, and, he's allergic to all this stuff. And, what I find is if I change their diet and I put them on a good whole food, that I can clear up what's going on. And there are so many animals that are brought to me to be euthanized because people are frustrated with chronic disease that they just can't get rid of. And a lot of times I can take those and turn those around. So, some of the misconceptions are that there are no cures for these things, or there's no alternative treatments. And so if I can get people to understand that, it's not always, the end of the road isn't always where you think it is, that there might be another path to explore.
So a dog with joint problems or arthritis or hearing or vision problems, this could be healed by sometimes nutritional changes?
I have two 14-year-old dogs that I recently adopted. Their owner died. They had nowhere to go. So I adopted them, and when they came to me, they were both proclaimed to be blind and deaf. And what they really had was really chronic ear infections and eye infections. And when I cleared up the infections and changed their diet and got rid of the allergies and everything else, within 2 months I have two dogs who can see and can hear.
Wow.
So that's pretty good.
So you get to see miracles like that happening all the time?
I do. I see miracles every single day. Animals that couldn't walk that now can walk, and animals that couldn't hear and now can. Animals that were so itchy they were just chewing their hair off all the time, and now they're running carefree through the yard. And so, I do a lot of rescue work as well. And so when you take those animals that have spent their whole life in a little cage somewhere as a breeding dog, and the first time you see them run on grass, it's just one of those things that makes your heart melt. And that's what gets me out of bed every morning, because the more of that I can do, the better.
Very good. Okay, so let's talk about these books for just a minute. From Needles to Natural, Learning Holistic Pet Healing. Is that for a pet owner or is that for a veterinarian? Who's supposed to read this?
You know what? Both could read it, and I have actually had a lot of pet owners buy a copy for their veterinarian.
Oh, really? And good idea.
Yeah, and the reason being, I'm not anti-veterinarian, believe me, and I'm not.
You are one.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
And I'm not against traditional medicine. I just want to see it used responsibly, And I want people to know that there are alternative ways to come at things. One of the things I'm really against is the overuse of chemicals, particularly when we're talking about parasite prevention, fleas and ticks and that sort of thing, because there are natural ways to take care of that without poisoning our pets all the time. So I give all those options in the book, and basically that book is a tool for the pet owner to be able to go in and have a conversation with their veterinarian. Instead of just blindly accepting, oh, my dog has to have these 10 vaccines, you can have a conversation and say, well, my dog's really not exposed to anything that would, make him need this vaccine, so that you can have a conversation from a point of knowledge. So that's what that book's about.
That's really cool. So I want to go back to, because I have so many pets, you got a very interested listener here. Fleas and ticks, you go to put all, they hate it, they lick it off, and then it's going on their internal, and they run away from you, and there's natural ways to deal with that?
Yeah, we use essential oils very, very commonly. So there's a couple of really nice companies that make cedar oil products, and then we also have some sprays that are lemongrass and cinnamon, so depending on which smell you like, but they work really, really well. And on my own pets, I do not use any chemicals at all, and I don't even use the essential oils, because when their immune system is healthy, they're not going to be subjected to being infested with fleas and ticks. I have 9 dogs and 4 cats in my house right now, and I never have a flea or a tick.
So if you do use a spray or an essential oil, how long does that last?
Well, that's where people get hung up, because we've all gotten so used to that quick fix. Once a month I put this thing on them, or I give this pill that lasts for 3 months. Well, those are very toxic. Right. The essential oils, you might have to apply that every couple of days, or if you have a dog who swims all the time, you might have to apply it a little more often. But
you're keeping your dog healthy.
Right. Yeah. So for me, that's an obvious trade-off, where I would say, well, sure, if I have to put that on every couple of days, that's a lot healthier for him.
Okay, but if I'm feeding my dog correctly, which is what this book's about, What's for Dinner, Dexter, talk a little bit about what's in here.
Okay, so What's for Dinner, Dexter has about 60 recipes in it, and it also talks about the different properties of food. So everything that we eat is going to affect our body somehow. So if you want to cool off on a summer day, you're going to eat watermelon because it's full of moisture and it's very cooling. If you want to sweat and get really hot, you're going to eat something really spicy like curry because that makes you sweat. For a person, that would make us cool off because sweat cools the body. For a dog, they can't sweat, so they would pant more. So you can use food for healing. There are recipes in there to cure cancers, to help move tumors, to treat endocrine diseases like diabetes and Cushing's disease. So we're looking at using food to actually heal disease and using the properties of food to do that.
That's fabulous. Now, if people want to get a hold of these books, they go to
www.drjudymorgan.com.
Very good. And if they want to hire you as a speaker or a consultant, that's something they would go.
They can also go to the website. I also do phone consultations. So if you have a pet that's having some chronic problems that you're really concerned about and you want to know what diet might be the best thing for your dog or what alternatives you could look at, you can get a hold of me through the website.
Very good. drjudymorgan.com.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. I am so jazzed. I can't. You're not taking this book home with
Okay.
you. I'm going to keep it. Very
No
good.
problem.
Very good. I'm so excited about this. This is really cool. If your dog is watching this with you, you know they now know that you know better. So make sure you get these books. And if you need to consult with her, if you want to hire a speaker to really talk about the evolution of veterinary medicine and what needs to happen on a holistic level, this is your person. Wish we had 2 hours to talk about this, but don't. You stay tuned. We'll be right back after this message.